Okay, welcome to the master program of Engineering Material Science here at KTH. So I would like to take a few minutes to just talk about who I am. My name is Mikael Ersson. I'm the director of the Engineering Material Science program on the master level, and I'm also the director of the Materials Design and Engineering bachelor program that we have here at KTH. And these two are connected, as you will see, if you choose to come to KTH in the future. My background is in applied process metallurgy, so I was very interested in the topics that the master had when I was a bachelor student, and then I continued also to do a PhD for a few years, focusing in the same area actually. So my research area now, as a researcher of many years, I focus in the modeling of metallurgical processes. So I'm very interested in kinetics, in fluid flow, and thermodynamics, everything in the process of mainly making steel, but also other metallic materials. So we can say from the blast furnace, or rather now the blast furnace is going out. So we're looking at direct reduced iron using hydrogen, for instance. That's a very hot topic in Sweden right now and in Europe. Going over to electric furnaces, such as the electric arc furnace, to converters, ladle metallurgy, and finally into the casting. So my work spans over the entire production process, where we do have heat and mass transfer and reactions. This is what I think is interesting. And you will get to know some of those topics in some of the courses in this master program. I teach on the bachelor level. I have thermodynamics and transport phenomena. And on the master level, I have a simulation and modeling toolbox course. And I also have a few PhD level courses, but that's not relevant here. Okay.
Oh, hi, everyone. I am Mohammad Haris Khan Niaz, and I'm from India. I have a mechanical background. I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and currently I'm doing my second year in engineering material science. Yeah.
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, same here.
Well.
Same.
So, okay, what is this engineering material science for us? In the building, in the department of material science and engineering, we have 3 units that sort of mirror the way we look at materials design. So we have properties, structures, and processes. And in order to get the performance we're interested in for a certain application, we must understand this tool chain. So we could go from start with the performance and look at the properties needed, what structures we need to have in order to have those properties, and if we have a process that can actually manufacture this. We could also go from the other end and try to see what we have available and change it, and then get some new performance and perhaps some new application for this. So it depends on if we research or perhaps if we're interested in the development part, but you will get everything here. So have these 3 properties, structures, and processes of materials in mind when we look at briefly how this program is structured. So during the first year, that would be 2024 in the autumn, or later, perhaps, we have mandatory courses. We have thermodynamic modeling. So we have a software called ThermoCalc that was originally developed here at KTH. That's a state-of-the-art thermodynamic modeling tool that have since been constructed into a company, and that's a global company now, but we still have lots of the expertise here at KTH, so we teach that. We have 3 courses that's based on these pillars that I showed you recently. So we have Materials Processes 1, Structures 1, and Properties 1. And then we have a course in Gender Equality, Diversity, and Inclusiveness. So you can see the number of credits also. So it's 7.5 credit courses, and in total it's 30 credit for the autumn period. And then in the spring, you have another set of mandatory courses. We have this theory and methodology of science with applications. This is a course that you would take regardless of what master you have at KTH. So it's mandatory across all master courses. And this will prepare you, especially if you're interested in a continued career in academia. And then we have the more advanced continuation courses in Materials Processes 2, Structures 2, and Properties 2. So the first year, you don't have to think too much about what to choose, because everything is mandatory. In the second year, if we look at the autumn period, you have 30 elective courses. So these elective courses is totally up to you. You will see a list of elective courses later on, but depending on what your interests are, you can pick freely from this list. So it gives a lot of flexibility. Then we will, of course, also give you some suggestions depending on what perhaps industrial area you see yourself working in the future. We can give you some comments from companies that need a certain skill, and then you can pick freely with this knowledge. Finally, in the spring of the second year, you will do your master thesis work. And in the previous presentation regarding KTH, you heard that 20% approximately get job directly through their master thesis works. At our master program, I would say it's higher. It's probably in the range of 40 to 50% if you manage to get a master thesis work with one of our partner companies. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we have a list of conditionally elective courses, like I said. So 30 credits from these you can pick freely. And Haris, you have some information here because you have picked some of these courses. So what do you say?
Oh yeah, I took some of the courses which are like quite interesting. Since I want to work on the process side, I chose courses which are based on the processes. And for example, the simulation and modeling toolbox, which Mikhail handled for us, it was a project-based course, and where we did like a CFD simulation on a EAF furnace, calculating the refractory wear and the heat transfer rate. It was a quite interesting topic for us as well. And in the course like energy and materials sustainability, it's all about the sustainability in the energy and materials sector. So in this particular course, like we had a lot of guests coming from various companies, like professionals coming from various companies, and we get to interact with them a lot, and we came to know a lot of the practical aspects which happening inside the company. And I took the course called Casting Processing, and we also had a very nice industrial visit to Scania's new foundry, which is located here in Södertälje in Stockholm. As well as like I also took the course called Metal Forming if you're particularly interested in some, for example, like the rolling processes or like all the forming, like metal form processes. Then this is a very nice course. And the course like the International Seminar in Material Processes, this course is a collaboration between like 3-4 universities in the Nordic region, where we will be working on projects and we have to present in the seminar. It's a quite interesting topic. Like you work on a quite interesting topic, which is based on the industrial research which is going on, and you get to learn a lot of things in this particular subject. And currently, I'm having economical process analysis and strategy. It deals with like the business like how much, like for example, like the cost and the economics involved in the manufacturing of the materials, and also the course like industrial metallurgical process. It is also a project-based course where you have to work on a real-time project. You have to present it. All the topics here are like quite interesting, and you'll get to learn a lot of things in these courses. Yeah.
Excellent.
And the reason why I chose KTH, for example, like KTH is known for like the research, and it has a very good ranking. For instance, in the material science, it's ranked 27th in the whole world as per the 2023 rankings, and 44th in the engineering and technology. And KTH also, for example, the science department also has like many researchers which particularly aligns with my interests. So I did a pre-research thing before coming here, and that's one of the reasons why I chose KTH and came here. Also, like most of the courses, it's not like the exam-based courses, so you don't have to give exams for everything. Most of the courses are project-based, which will teach you, which is like practically based, and you will learn a lot of things. And that's one of the reasons why I chose KTH on the first hand.
Thank you. So there are, of course, other reasons or interests here, and the major one perhaps is also what career can you get after your graduation. So this is a very difficult question to answer because there are so many options. You know the saying that if you have an engineering or master's degree, you can work with mostly anything. This is actually quite true. So what I've done here is I will show you a few examples from my personal LinkedIn page, where I've located prior students that I have in my LinkedIn page and tried to extract their companies and also what positions they do have. So I have several hundreds on that page, so of course I cannot show it here. It will not fit. But here are some of the companies in the Stockholm area, actually. So I did not show here the global area positions, but actually I extracted some of the countries where our alumni work in. So you can see there are many countries, and there's a large variety of companies where you could work in. And then the question is, what type of work can you do at the company when you have finished engineering materials design? Okay, so here are a few examples of positions. Here, perhaps you see some Swedish names, and I've not translated that. I've just taken it straight away. But what you can locate is we have everything from research and development. So if you're interested in perhaps continuing a research career, but at a company, you can be, for instance, senior R&D engineer. So there are special tracks that you can follow in order to get a reasonable salary. However, if you're interested more in the management aspect, of course, you can be group manager up to vice president and CEO of companies. So there's a huge spread here. And in between, you can be connected to technical sales, for instance. And of course, a lot of alumni is also connected directly to academia, pursuing careers in universities and research institutes all across Sweden and the world.